Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Got inspired tonight by hitting another exact score in hockey. Penguins keeping the series alive, winning 3-2 to make the series 3-2 versus the Flyers. And again, you guys got to learn this gematria thing. We'll talk more about the Penguins in light of the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, at least so they say on International Penguin Day. The day the series became 3-1. And then tonight with a 3-2 score, it became 3-2. But we're going to start right here. This X tweet that's getting so much attention. And remember, yours truly was deleted from X January 27th, 2025 for showing how Elon Musk's Nazi salute was a tribute to Werner von Braun, who invented the character that he plays on the world stage. If you guys didn't know that Elon Musk is just a character playing a part on the world stage, you need to get informed because he is. He's literally a retard. No genius. But again, that day, not only did he do the salute, Werner von Braun's wife died, and they waited 2 weeks to announce her death, that she had died on the same day. But yeah, for exposing that, and probably because Elon Musk watched the video and saw that we had a ton of people watching the live stream. We had over 5,000 people on the live stream. He must have got his panties in a bunch and hit the delete button on yours truly. So just to show you, this whole Henry Martinez, Cole Allen, strange post, again, people'd see right through it if it would just learn a little gematria. Look at this, you guys. From the day of that post on the winter solstice, December 21st, 2023, until the hoax shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, a place known for practical jokes, it was a span of 857 days, which is the 148th prime number, right? And in gematria, when you run the alphabetic order forwards, Donald J. Trump's 148. And when you run it in reverse, Donald J. Trump is 176. Now, puppet character Elon Musk, from his birthday to that post was exactly 176 days. See how they did that there? Henry Martinez. And, you know, you come back up here to Henry. He's born on the 44th day of the year, shooting 44. The day he died, October 2nd. It is like 10-2, like 102. Art of War equals 102. That's the Jesuit text. And if you're going, well, I thought it was written by Sun Tzu, look into it, because the only reason we know about the book is because of the Jesuit priest, Father Amiot. Again, I've shown you how this entire ritual, the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting, which equals 201, was 201 days from the Jesuit leader's birthday, Arturo Sosa, who's a Venezuelan, just like the real Henry Martinez. And notice the real Henry Martinez died in recent history. He died at 75. It's funny enough, the shooting hoax was on a date with 75 numerology. But the day he died, October 2nd, it can also be written 2/10, a bit like 210, which is the 20th triangular number, and assassin equals 20. And funny enough, there is a Cole Allen, who's a young Hollywood actor who just turned 20 on Rome's birthday 4 days before the shooting, when assassin's 20. And we've seen this before. Villains in made-for-TV news stories, which are total loads of steaming shit, and then the shooter's named after a B-list actor. We've seen this before. This isn't anything new, but just how perfect it all is. And, you know, coming down here, notice that from Trump's birthday to that post was the 191st day of Trump's age. Assassination equals 191, as does Society of Jesus. Again, that's the Jesuits who write these scripts. Again, the Jesuits gave us the language of the calendar. They're responsible for pretty much all of the puppet show in Washington, D.C. Again, I think the majority of these scripts really are written at Georgetown. And we'll talk about that here when we move on to the Embrace the Penguin viral post from earlier this year that was literally posted by the White House on Georgetown's birthday. But yeah, Assassination 191, Society of Jesus 191, Billionaire 191. Of course, Trump and Elon Musk play billionaires on the world stage, and they both come across as slightly retarded. Elon Musk definitely more so than Trump. He can hardly speak. He has about a 1 millimeter vert, as we saw at Butler when he came out in his I'm Dark mega hat. But yeah, in case you forgot this, Elon Musk was declared the world's richest man when he passed the alien Jeff Bezos on the 78th death anniversary of Nikola Tesla. And they said that he had become worth 191 billion that day. Yeah, look at this. He was worth 191 billion and Jeff Bezos was worth 187 billion. Wink, wink. Society of Jesus equals 191 and 187. It also equals 56. And that number is always present with the Jesuit rituals too. Remember in the time of Cootie's 19 where everything was 56, they even said the world minted 56 more billionaires, and the billionaires like Musk and Bezos ate up even more of the world's market share. And then all the idiot pros go, why would the government fake a pandemic? When it's so obvious why, especially since it's controlled by the richest people in the world and they use it to do their bidding. And again, the real billionaires, the really people that run the show, you don't know their names. They sit behind the scenes and they put their little puppets out there like Elon Musk, a total retard. So anyway, continuing with the ritual, how interesting is it that from the day of the post to the death of the real Henry Martinez was 93 weeks? We just talked about how from the Butler shooting hoax to the latest shooting hoax at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which was a tribute to Ronald Reagan, who died at 93, was exactly 93 weeks. So here we are again with the 93 weeks. And also, from the day that Elon Musk took over Twitter, supposedly, until the tweet was exactly 60 weeks, when Donald Trump's 60, and he's had a gazillion 60 rituals, including sacrificing his ex-wife 60 weeks into the first Jesuit Ignatian year on the same day he said he'd run in the 2024 election, which was the 60th. So, yeah, I mean, talk about busted. What an obvious little hoax. And learn your gematria, and you can see who it all traces right to. Henry Martinez, 176 days after Musk's birthday. Again, this is why everybody should know this knowledge, because they'd see through all this shit. And of course, this is why I got deleted from this platform X, because every time I do well, I get deleted. And that's the good thing about not doing well on YouTube, I guess, for going on all these years, is they haven't deleted me in a long time. You know, I've been deleted 25 times on YouTube, but it's been a minute. My channel practically doesn't exist based on how bad the viewership is, but in a way, it's nice to not get deleted. Man, being deleted, it's just the most annoying thing. You log on to YouTube and it says something like, we had to terminate your channel to keep our audience safe. What? Safe from the truth? Jesus. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about embrace the penguin, because of course penguins, you know, the way their body paint looks, it resembles a tuxedo, which is what the men wear to the White House Correspondents' Dinner with their little bow ties. And again, the day of the shooting hoax that just happened was on International Penguin Day, which started in 1972. And you should have been here a few years ago when the Penguins in hockey picked up their 1972nd franchise win on International Penguin Day. Talk about a scripted league. Of course, all these pro sports leagues are. But yeah, World Penguin Day, April 25th. And notice, again, how that post was at 1:57 p.m. It's time they put it out, 1:57 p.m. on Georgetown's birthday. Again, White House Correspondents' Dinner, which fell on World Penguin Day, equals 1:57. We talked about how the hoax shooting was 157 days from Erica Kirk's 37th birthday, when 157 is the 37th prime number in Utah Valley, where her husband supposedly died, which was also a total hoax, equals 37, like shooting, like it happened on a Wednesday, like Erica, and on and on and on. But yeah, that shooting, supposed shooting from this weekend, was 92 days after the post. Remember, the Pittsburgh Penguins had a very symbolic win that day. And of course, Pittsburgh is next to Butler, where the last major shooting hoax of Trump happened, in Butler outside of Pittsburgh. So that was 92 days later. Pittsburgh Penguins 92, Assassination 92. Okay. Again, the 4 base ciphers of the language: alphabetic order, reverse alphabetic order, both orders with numerology applied. Here we're looking at both orders with numerology, forwards and backwards. And remember, the Penguins kept their season alive, winning 4-2 to get their 42nd win of the year. And of course, tonight we had them to win 3-2. We actually won 2 times because I was very confident the score is going to be 3-2 tonight. The Flyers equals 32 to make the series 3-2. That's 5 goals. Today's date numerology is 5. These exact scores are big payouts. Last night, you see how Oilers is 33 like Anaheim? Yesterday had 4 date numerology. Yesterday's call was take the Ducks and Oilers to go to overtime 3-3 and the Ducks to win it 4-3 in OT. Boom, exactly what happened is they took a 3-1 lead in the series as Edmonton falls to 1-3. We just do it day after day. We've hit so many exact scores with hockey this year. It's ridiculous. And then we got all these mental midgets around like, what can you do with this knowledge? Hit 20-1 bets left and right. Okay, moving on. With regards to the Penguin, I really started to think about things here, and man, it's just amazing how it all came together. You know how Danny DeVito played the Penguin in the 92 Batman Returns film, 92? I know we're in the United States of amnesia, so I better rewind. Again, the Embrace the Penguin came out 92 days, that post before the hoax shooting when everybody was in their tuxedos. But yeah, just wait until I show you what they did with Danny DeVito. And also Colin Farrell, who plays the Penguin on Jesuit-run HBO series about the Penguin. Now, remember, the Penguin and Batman, because Trump said, I am Batman, and again, I've been talking about Trump and Batman rituals for so long. And again, they had Van Jones dressed up as the Joker on CNN talking about this shit like a total loser, like the total little tool he is. Hey, Van Jones, put on the purple Joker suit tonight and then go on TV and blow Donald Trump and say what a great guy he is. Anyway, the Penguin's name in Batman is Oz. It's actually Oswald Cobblepot, but they call him Oz. Who was performing during the hoax? The mentalist Oz. Oz the mentalist. Oz the Penguin. Oz the mentalist in his penguin-like tuxedo. Okay. Now notice, again, the Penguin made the debut in DC Comics number 58. Again, I've been a broken record. You guys, I wrote a book in 2016 that talks so much about Trump and Batman and the number 58. So just notice that the Penguin came out in the 58th DC comic. Remember, in 2016, that was the 58th presidential election where Trump announced from the 58-story Trump Tower, and they sacrificed a bunch of people in 58 rituals, including Prince's girlfriend the day of the 58th Grammys, and then Prince himself 47 days before his 58th birthday. And, of course, Bill and Hillary came out and conceded in purple. The Joker wears purple. Van Jones in purple. Anyway, what else is interesting is that 58th comic came out in December of 41. Can you think of something big that happened in the world in December of 41? Pearl Harbor? Who was performing when this hoax happened? Because all this shit's ritual. Wasn't it Oz Perlman? I wonder what's coming next in the ongoing The World is a Stage nonstop theater show by the numbers. We got World War III brewing in the background. The federal government would just love a big false flag so they can really take this to the next level for all the real people that back the government with all their billions of like the Lockheed Martins of the world and the Raytheons and now the Palantirs and, these companies, the Halliburtons. Anyway, Oz Perlman, the Penguin, came out at the same time as Pearl Harbor. Okay. Yeah, don't forget, we entered World War II at the start of 42, just like how we raised the enlistment age to 42 on Hitler's birthday on 420. And again, exactly 42 weeks after the war in Iran began, we're going to automatically start enrolling people in the SS. Sounds like the Nazis, right? But the Selective Service, that'll be December 18th, 42 weeks after February 28th. Don't forget, February 28th was exactly 42 days after the anniversary of Eisenhower's military-industrial complex speech anniversary. War equals 42. So does World War. So does Iran. So does Penguins. So does Jesuit, Freemason, Georgetown. Getting that Penguins post on Georgetown's birthday. But yeah, Oswald Cobblepot, 164 and 79, like Cole Allen. Remember, synced with 79-year-old Trump 164 days after the Superior General's birthday was the shooting hoax. In case you missed it, every value of Oswald Cobblepot, or not Oswald Cobblepot, Cole Allen matters. Trump's 79. It was 34 days before John Hinckley's birthday anniversary, who shot Reagan in 81, 164 days after the Superior General's birthday, synced up with number 47 Trump. Ballroom 34 and 47. This is now the justification for why they need the ballroom. Talk about a load of shit. But then go back and look at this. Jesuit run HBO, when they put out their new series about the Penguins, September 19th, 2024, that was 47 days before the election, which is the anniversary of the Jesuits trying to kill King James, who died at 58. Like the real Penguin came out in episode 58. I shouldn't say the real Penguin, but the original Penguin episode came out in the 58th DC Comics. So, yeah, go figure. Jesuit run HBO put out the Penguin 47 days before the election. And don't forget that they're comparing this to the Luigi Mangione assassination, which happened at the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel, the same hotel Trump was at in the 2016 selection. And that December 4th assassination was 47 days before Inauguration Day. Covered that back then. And remember, it was all synced with the Ides of March, which is to remember the assassination of Caesar, which equals 47. And then the big story before the Trump White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting hoax. And by the way, this is the first time Trump went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner in the time he's been president. What a coincidence. The first time he goes, this hoax happens. Why would anybody be planning a White House Correspondents' Dinner assassination of Trump when he doesn't normally show up? The last time he was there was for the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan back when Obama was president. Obama told us that Trump would become the 45th president. Anyway, isn't that something? And Cole Allen, again, is also 47 like Trump. And let's see here. Remember the shoot. Okay. In light of it being the 58th DC comic, the Penguin. Notice Pittsburgh has the 58 connection too. Pittsburgh Penguins. It's also 50. Like the shooting was 50 days before Trump's birthday. Keep in mind, America equals 50. So does Donald. So does Washington. So does America. So does Jesuits. And go figure that this is the Penguins' 58th season. And then they did beat the Flyers that day. Battle of Pennsylvania, where the nation began. Philadelphia 58. And it should remind you that the day of the Butler shooting hoax outside of Pittsburgh, Kamala was in Philadelphia that day, and then eventually Trump would go to the Philadelphia area to serve French fries on her 60th birthday, because, of course, French fries equals 60, one of 1,060,000 rituals. And then with regards to Danny DeVito, he just happens to be 81 years old right now. 81. The Reagan shooting hoax was in 81. He was in the 92 Batman Returns, where he played the Penguin. And look at this. From his birthday to the shooting hoax was 159 days. Donald Trump won 59, just like how the golf course shooting hoax was on the 15th of September. Supposedly he was saved by the Secret Service while the Secret Service was 159 years old at the time. And the Secret Service was created the day of the Lincoln assassination. And remember, John Wilkes Booth, April 26th is his birthday, which is also Melania's birthday, which was one day after this hoax. And then Trump compared himself to Lincoln and Kennedy on that day, if he missed his latest speech, where once again he sucked his own cock. You know, it's funny, when I was in middle school, that's what we all talked about. Did you hear that Marilyn Manson removed a rib so he could suck his own cock? Trump would do it. And isn't it weird how Marilyn Manson, honorary member of the Church of Satan, put out that song Say 10 the day of the 2016 election, in light of Mega being the highest degree of the Church of Satan? Again, Say 10. It's spelled S-A-Y number 10. The chorus goes, when you say God, I say 10. And don't forget, Trump's going to turn 80 this year, and Michael Reagan died at 80 to start the year, Reagan's adoptive son, and Reagan won the election in 80. but Satan 55 and 10 like God. For some people, Satan is their God. But yeah, the 81 hoax with Reagan. Trump speaks in the Brady room after the shooting hoax in tribute to James Brady at 33 minutes after the hour, like James Brady died 33 years after the shooting, and he died on Obama's birthday. Obama number 44, like shooting equals 44, like Danny DeVito born in 44 and on the day leaving 44 days left in the year. Danny DeVito better watch out. He's up there. Isn't Danny DeVito in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia too? Because he is. There's always more to these jokes. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And yeah, just so you know, ritual equals 81 forwards and backwards and 45. And it's 45 years since 1981. And, you know, Trump was called the president-elect number 45 on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. It was the 27th anniversary, and Berlin Wall equals 45. And then he took office with the 115th Congress after supposedly surviving an assassination attempt in Reno, Nevada on November 5th, 115, which was a preview for the upcoming election and a reminder that assassin equals 115. And this time it happens on the 115th day of the year, while Ronald Reagan would be 115 years old if he were alive. Again, JFK shot on 115 date numerology. The Butler hoax was 45 days after JFK's birthday anniversary. MLK, his birthday 115, and on and on and on. But yeah, also from the September 15th golf court, Trump was out shooting strokes on the course. But from that day to this was 587 days, which is the 107th prime. Shooting 107, 44, 109. JFK's birthday will be the 109th anniversary of his birthday this year. The Charlie Kirk hoax was on the 10th of September. And then the 37th thing. We just talked about that with Erica Kirk. But look at this. Colin Farrell, who plays the Penguin, he's going to turn 50 this year. This shooting was a span of 37 days from his upcoming 50th birthday. Come on, man. Danny DeVito in the 92 Batman Returns film, which came out when? It came out on the real King James's birthday. The November 5th election, 115. Don't forget the Butler hoax was 115 days before the November 5th election. But November 5th is the anniversary of the Jesuits trying to kill King James. June 19th is the real King James's birthday. Isn't it amazing how all this fits together? Amazing. That movie's 33 years old and change. Again, Trump came to speak 33 minutes after the hour. That movie will turn 34 years old this year. Cole Allen, 34. Ballroom, 34. And Bruce Wayne also equals 45. Bruce Wayne, 45. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The third No Kings protest was one day after the anniversary of King James's death. Also, from the hoax to the upcoming June 19th anniversary, the day this film will turn 34, 56 days. Oswald Cobblepot, the name of the Penguin, 56. The Penguin, 56. Society of Jesus, 56, like Washington, D.C. Ronald Reagan, who died on the 5th of June, 5-6. Ronald Reagan, 56. And the shooting was 41 days before the anniversary of Reagan's death, like in 1941, the Penguin made his debut, or you could say a span of 42 days, like how the Penguins came into that day with 41 wins and picked up their 42nd win, winning 4-2. Also, from the embrace the Penguin to the shooting, it was 92 days later. You could also say it was a span of 93 days. And remember, from the Butler shooting to the latest hoax shooting, 93 weeks, in tribute to Reagan, who died at 93, Erica Kirk, 93, who was in attendance. And a part of me is even thinking about, since they brought in hockey here, you know, Canada hasn't won the Stanley Cup since 93. And again, we got the Orange Clown here in the United States. And up north, they have another Jesuit-educated man. You know, Trump's Jesuit-educated, so is Mark Carney, the carnival worker. Got a carnival worker and an Orange Clown. And the first Jewish and first female president in very Catholic Mexico's history. So anyway, just wanted to drop a few more truth bombs. And again, say congrats to the winners on anyone who took the advice. of the exact 3-2 score, which I felt very good about. 5 goals total on the 5-date numerology as the Penguins make the series 3-2 versus the Flyers. It's a thing of beauty, you guys. Rig sports, rig markets, this knowledge, seeing through all this bullshit day after day. And yeah, anyway, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks again to everyone who hits the like and the share. If we can't get the views up, dropping the truth bombs, I'm just going to keep doing streams like this from now on, where whatever shows up in my YouTube feed that day that I didn't ask for, I'll just play this, because this is what gets the this one's not as good as earlier. You know, the one we showed earlier had 56,000 likes, but this is what showed up today. 2,000 likes. Not bad, though. 2,000 likes. I have to post about 30 videos to get 2,000 likes. So if you guys think this should be the new direction of the channel, again, continue to let me know. Whatever girl pops up in my feed that YouTube's trying to promote, it might just become the background while I talk gematria. But this one says, I'm not sad, I just needed this. And I'm assuming she was talking about another post by Zachary K. Hubbard. So one can only hope. I wish more people had reactions like that to the work. It truly is what everyone should be doing, but I don't know. I don't know. As far as I know, there's not enough yet. So anyway. And if I might start dressing like that and spinning around in my own room here in the background if this doesn't work either, because it is desperation mode. So anyway, thanks again to everyone who does hit the like and the share and who does support the work and who's on the Patreon. And when we go out in pound payment, which has been a minute, comes out in pounds payment with us. Anyway, we are going to leave it there for tonight. Signing off. And until next time, Truth Seeker.